No. Well, we were close this morning, but that makes it more fun not to be, not to be, not to be right. But anyway, it's Boogie with the Bull. Red Friday morning caffeine. Red is remember everyone deployed, as well as Red Shirt Friday, which is the same thing. And I usually ask Randy, what is Red Shirt Friday? What is remember everyone deployed?
Okay, so what we try to do is find something. Uh, I mean, it's not that hard, but find something interesting to share with the folks who might not know what Red Shirt Friday is all about. And as we all know, or at least those who in the know, that we honor the United States military, whether it be the Coast Guard, Reserves, the Guard, active duty Army, Air Force, Navy, Marines, Space Patrol, or any of those. Um, and I just, I was going through some stuff today to try and figure something new, something different, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I came across something that, can I say, scarier than shit. Um, there's this lieutenant general. He was given a speech at a college. And give me a moment to bring that up on my phone here. Linsdale College, okay? And he was talking about something that our government already has. And aspects of our government, those who wish to remain anonymous and in the dark, have made use of this new technology. And what it is um, we have the ability to transport a human being anywhere on this planet to any country, any city and town within 1 hour. There was only a short blip on the radar, so if I need to get more information, I gotta go to that whole speech. But it put me in mind of some movies I've seen, like the Enterprise transport system, or like I've seen those sci-fi movies where throughout all these major cities you have that wheel that you walk up and you punch in a destination, you walk through, poof, there you're there. Um, Apparently, we have that technology right now, according to this guy in the military. And I ran out of time this morning to try and find more about that. So I'll do that for next time we're live. But
Okay.
uh, very interesting to be able to transport yourself within an hour. And it didn't say by a mechanical. He didn't. He was starting to go into more detail when I guess his 2 minute boof ended. So I was gonna find more about him.
Okay.
But uh, you know, President Trump has been doing his damnedest to keep uh, our country out of any type of real boots on the ground conflict. But unfortunately, though, uh, we're getting closer and closer to doing that with Yugoslavia. The CIA did a drone attack on the port system in Yugoslavia, and my first question was why the CIA? Why didn't the Navy launch one of their drones or a direct missile to hit the port? But the CIA got involved and they did their thing. Um, so he's we're very close to going to war. Actually, soldiers fighting there. He had thought yesterday that Russia and Ukraine were very close to signing a peace treaty, and then freaking Ukraine goes and launches drones against a hotel and a cafe in Ukraine that was had a bunch of Russian people in it enjoying New Year's Day, New Year's festivities, and killed a whole bunch of these people. In fact, one of the drones had a chemical inside of it, so when it exploded, it caused a firebomb. So now, obviously, Putin is pissed and he's going to hit back. So that peace treaty is back off the table now. But we want to show something because there's we're not the only country that has a military force, right? And I find this particular country very unique, very stimulating in the way they do things. Okay, and this is a kind of older video, but you guys haven't seen it. Yeah, won't pause. Okay. Anyways, um, it's New Zealand, I believe they are, and they do the haka dance. So I'm going to show two videos. It's kind of funny, hilarious, but when you see the second video, it's like, wow, if I was going in combat against these people,
I've actually seen that. It's good shit.
I'm not sure if I would shit my pants or run the opposite direction, but
both.
I'd shoot them in the
probably
face.
both. So
and you'd probably do it live.
Yeah, probably would. So so what's happening in this particular video is they're bringing in a new commandant general, and this is how they welcome them into the office. Okay.
Okay, hold on.
Let me know when.
Right now.
Oh,
Well, it was right now, but it's going to be right now. There is no sound.
that's not even one of the good ones.
Yeah, I got the good one.
Okay. It is nice to see our men and women in uniform having fun.
Truly.
It really is.
That guy's doing it perfect.
Yep.
It's a cool dance. It was for
Okay.
warriors of the Maoris, usually in the Indo-Pacific.
Okay.
Okay.
Let me get the next one up. This
Yeah,
one
because
here.
the next one up. All right, so William and I will talk amongst ourselves. Good morning, Stubby.
Morning.
Story time with Stubby.
Storytime
Okay.
with Stubby.
On Wimkin, on Facebook, on everywhere. If you haven't heard about Wimkin, WIMKIN.com, you can log on. I believe you have to have an account, and you do have to be verified before the account works. But it will be a great place that you
Are you
will
ready? You ready to share?
Yeah.
Do it.
Okay.
I'm waiting on you.
Wait, you are. Wait a minute. Doing what it. God.
That's where you hope the stage floor. That's where you hope the stage floor holds up to the pressure of them beating down on the.
the haka.
Yeah, so I'm not sure. I mean, I guess it's a way of getting back in the day, getting their soldiers riled up to go into combat and get killed.
Intimidation tactic.
Yeah,
And
I can only imagine that you early European taking over the country, and you got the English soldiers. They got their rifles, and here these guys show up. And they're doing their dances. What the hell? Just start taking them out with the rifles.
it had to be a hot cup, because a hookah would be a lot of fun, but we wouldn't want our
Quite a
military
different battle. Yeah.
to have partaken in a hookah. But I don't know.
So so I did do some current looking at what is going on with the military in Yugoslavia, and we have our ships, our destroyers. We have over 6,000 soldiers. We have the drones, the helicopters, all that going on, and I don't know. Obviously Trump is trying to keep. He's trying to, I guess, intimidate the guy and hoping that someone takes the dude out, because they doubled the money to assassinate him for $50 million.
Well, he can't by law order the assassination of another leader. He can, because he's Trump. He can say, "I want this," but it actually technically is against the law, I guess.
Well, from what I saw, Congress approved the money for it. So I imagine it'll be like it hasn't stopped us hasn't stopped us before from taking out other leaderships, and if the CIA guy does it, he's gonna get a local person into position, get them the rifle they need, and take out the guy, and here's your $50 million, but you're not going to spend because you're going to get killed because they caught you. But so right now Iran is going through potentially a big change. The what's his name? The president or no. Can't keep going. The Crown Prince Reza Pahlavi.
That's the son of that's the son of the Shah of Iran, who was Reza Pahlavi also.
So he did a broadcast into Iran, showing that people are rioting or protesting, they're tearing down the Iranian flag and so forth. So it's so we may be looking at a future regime turnover in Iran, which would be phenomenal. If it
would be if it happens, but it's like one of those things that I think they've been talking about it for a long time. I would like to see it, but with the Ayatollah the way he is, I don't know if you will see it. And I guess as far as this whole war thing goes, President Trump was in a press conference and someone asked him why we haven't settled with Maduro and Venezuela, because he's done everything that we have asked him to do. And Trump looked up and said, yes, he's done everything we've asked him to do because he doesn't want to, and this is quote unquote, fuck with the United States. I don't know.
Well, at this point, Maduro hasn't, as far as I have seen in the news, hasn't done anything to get his military involved in taking out the cartel. I think if Trump saw something like that on his end, that would back off Trump with our military. But so far, and it's probably because the guy's afraid of his life, because if he goes against the cartel, they'll take him out. With what you guys were saying last night on the show, the necktie, bow tie, the tongue bow tie thing with the tongue.
Yes.
You know what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. The Colombian necktie.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's what it is.
That one, the Colombian necktie.
That's what it's called.
All right, William Grant.
But we can continue on in this direction, or William, you can take us in another direction, or we can just sit here and drink coffee and have fun.
I'm just sitting here having coffee,
on Facebook,
having a good old time.
And we're live on the Boogie with the Bull YouTube channel. It got a little bit confusing for me to set it up so that it would be live other places, but thanks to Stubby, we are live on the Stubby network, which includes Wimkin and a lot of other places.
Well, Wimkin at the moment. I'm working on other places.
We will be on X, I think, because I'm just going to pay to be able to be on X. Or I'm just going to keep retweeting the broadcast as long as I seem to get away with it. But I will stop talking so that Randy can. Whoops! I don't know why it is doing this morning. There. Oh,
damn!
Don't we look handsome?
I look angry as fuck.
Is this news time with Stubby, or is it or is it All Roads Lead to Genealogy news with Randy, or a lot of bull?
Okay, well, the creator of this has been Rumble at Cyber Stubby.
Oh, okay. Well, it's actually one time I like technology. I'd like it better if the lips were moving on each other and they were talking, because I probably would have left it there.
That would have been great.
I had asked ChatGPT if they can do animation like that, and they said they're not capable of doing animation. They do have some restrictions on some things that they won't do, but if you know what words to use, you can get around it. But I just, I don't know who. I guess it was the other show that William is on. I heard you guys talking about it. I thought, what the hell? I'll look into it. And you get 5 free images a day.
Okay.
Or if you want, to do more with it, it's $20 a month. Well, right now I'm just using it for fun, and games. But apparently, ChatGPT can be used for all kinds of stuff. You can talk to it. You can ask it questions. You can ask.
AI is a hell of a thing right now. It's a collective way of going about and surfing the internet for information, because that's what it does at the moment.
Right.
But it's extremely handicapped, thankfully. So it has a short-term memory. It's not actually trying to guide a conversation. It's much.
You have to turn memory on most places, most AI places, to get it to remember, because remembering is storage intensive, and of course nobody wants to store anything.
Facts.
And I don't. I talk to one AI through 2 different devices of mine, and I usually tell it to forget whatever we talked about, just to save the space and have it open the next time. The only one I don't do that with is Grok, because if you use free Grok, you get 20 questions, and Grok seems to understand what 20 questions you're likely to ask, and it's just research intensive.
Yeah, and extremely accurate.
Yeah, and as others have said, I do find it extremely accurate. But as others said, you have to read the 20 pages that Grok gives you to find the nugget that you're looking for. I don't think any of us do that. And if we were the professional hosts that we all hope that we are one day, making the money and everything else, we'd have a staff of people who did all that for you.
Did you see? You probably didn't watch the entire damn thing, but did you see the backlash, and rightfully so, of Mondavi being sworn in on the Quran and behind him were all these foreign flags. Not one American flag was shown.
I thought it was unprofessional at the least to swear on the Quran to serve America. And unfortunately, I researched that again, and the law that is there, or whatever the procedures say, it's not the book that you use that is important. It's the words that come out of here. That's what you are held to. So, I don't, like I said, I don't approve of him using the Quran to take the oath of office, but.
So Keith Ellison, Ilhan Omar, Rashida Tlaib, Zohran Mamdani, all of them have been sworn in on the Quran.
Yeah.
Did you see also that after he was sworn in, over 300 police officers turned in their uniforms?
Well,
yeah.
I
if you don't like it, quit.
Well, I technically have to say you should, for the same reason that the fire commissioner before the one we have now quit because he's Jewish and wasn't gonna deal with
the bullshit.
With the bullshit that's going to come. And I probably would have left too, but not because I'm Jewish, but I don't want to deal with the bullshit.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, the way I see it, and I could be wrong, but the commissioner of the FDNY is going to be very busy doing his or her job.
I'm going to try to be, hopefully.
Well, I just meant that they're going to be busy putting out fires that are going to come in the year 2026. I think New York City is going to get what they voted for, and
Here
the
come
more
the bread lines. Here come the bread lines.
The more that I dig in and look at it, it's like it's the largest Jewish population in the States voting, and they voted for him. So, I mean, where are we going? If you have principles,
I'm going to Alaska.
You have things that you were taught, and then you do something completely different. But I hope that what happens is that New York does not lose being the home, unfortunately, of 9/11. But if you own a business in New York, you should leave.
Yeah. If you live in New York, you should leave. If you do business in New York, you should leave. If you have friends in New York, you should get them to leave.
Yeah.
The city's going to fall, and it's not going to be pretty. So,
or find somewhere else to snowbird. If you come to Florida, keep coming to Florida, but maybe you should think about moving to Florida. If and
I mean, there's other cities to go to besides New York. New York State's a really beautiful place.
It is. It is.
My prediction is that we're going to see an uproar, an uprising. I don't want to say a civil war, but between the M's and the Christians. This was comment was made by someone in the know, because what's happening is that more and more Muslims are getting themselves. It's just like the police force in New York. There's several hundred of them profess to be Muslim, and there are other cities now, like the freaking Waltz. He changed the state flag to look like the Sumerian, not Sumerian, the
Somalis,
not that
Somali flag.
But
quite, but we're losing cities, and it's going to come to. We're going to have a new form of a crusade in our country. I see it coming.
But the funny thing about it is, there are more M's that aren't radicalized than there are M's that aren't radicalized. I mean, there are more unradicalized M's than there are radicalized.
As usual, the smallest amount of people in a group are making the loudest amount of noise, and the extreme people
and
are
the
the ones
funny
who are
thing
getting
about
all
it
the
is-
credit and all the press and all the attention, while leaving everyone else, much like the Christians, much like the Jews,
Yeah.
much like everybody else, in the dirt. Much like the Republicans, much like the Democrats, everybody thinks that, okay, well, these people are doing all the bad and they are irredeemable and we have to get rid of them. Yeah, congratulations. Here we are.
Why can't we just, as I always like to say, why can't we just break bread, agree to what we agree on right away, and then flip that page over and work on what we don't agree on?
Exactly. You know,
I
like
mean,
Trump does stuff.
That's the politics. I mean, I'm Jewish. I'm going to be stuck in a Muslim Christian war. I don't want to be stuck in that war.
Facts.
Or I'm going to be dealt with before the war ends, and I'm going to go someplace where that war isn't going to be. But
we'll haul you up to Alaska. It'll be fun.
I got to imagine that really God, the devil, and Allah must have some fantastic sitting in a bar.
I don't think
except if AOC becomes the bartender that
Facts.
that has to serve them. And I wondered
Go for shitty
yesterday.
drinks.
And I wondered yesterday with Mom Donnie's inauguration, Bernie Sanders, he asked Bernie Sanders from Vermont to come and speak. He didn't ask Chuck Schumer, who most of his district is,
Nope.
Schumer's a senator, so it's the whole state. But he didn't ask Chuck Schumer to be there. He asked AOC to be there.
because she's a socialist.
That's because AOC and Bernie are the moneymakers right now.
Yeah. But, I want to know how much Bernie or what kind of compensation Bernie got for being there, because he got something.
Dude, I think he's on that fucking Keith Richards salary plan. Like, he's just making an ungodly amount of money just existing.
I mean, he's obviously doing something right, because it's like the only job he's ever had.
Yeah.
Well, what he's doing right is he's getting the votes stolen. I mean, it's like the one guy that I don't know what his name is, but they're fighting his the turnover his election. They found this guy, another socialist dude, in the back of a car going up to a drop box, and shows him. He's on camera, so there's no ifs, ands, or buts, but shows him having his driver stuff the mailbox several days in a row of ballots for him.
Right. And then I guess they showed a video of this lady Rhodes, I don't remember her last name, during Biden's election, that basically turned around and grabbed a stack of ballots and ran them through, and then ran them through again. Ran them through again, and kept doing that probably until someone said, I think there's something wrong. And she stopped doing them, but by then she had stuffed them through enough times that she needed to stuff them through again. And then, of course, Biden gave her a medal for doing it.
Of course.
Yeah.
It's important work stealing an election.
I really wish I had an opportunity to have Joe Biden on. Because
that'd be great. Talk with the old man himself. Like, dude, who is pulling your fucking strings? Because they're really good at it.
See, that's the question that unfortunately he won't ever answer. He'll just keep changing the subject where it goes.
It's the only question that matters, though.
when Bill Gates was the wealthiest man in the world, I wanted to have him on, but I wanted to ask him the same question I'd ask Warren Buffett, and it'd be more entertaining with Warren Buffett. But how much money do you have in your wallet?
Well,
right now. I mean, I know you're the wealthy man, but it's like Elon Musk. How much money do you carry? Or what credit card? What credit card do you carry?
Isn't there like a black credit card that has actually no limit to it?
The super business class. I am a wealthy bazillionaire fucking business card. Yeah.
Amex Black. I think you have to make $1 million a year
Well, he
in
makes
order,
more
in
than
order to
he
in order
makes
to
that in a
qualify
freaking
for
day.
it. Yeah,
7
well,
figures, dude.
Yeah, but you have to make 7 figures to qualify for it. And the funny thing about it is, we live in the United States of America. Anybody who really wants to make 7 figures a year probably can do it.
So these days.
So we're just talking about Iran.
It's not
Okay.
as easy, but you have the opportunity to gear yourself that way.
The option is there, correct?
I don't have the opportunity, or I mean, I don't want the opportunity to make 7 figures, because then, like I've said
That's a
before,
lot of work.
it becomes a job and it's not fun anymore.
Oh, I don't know. I can think I still have some fun. Anyway, we were just talking about Iran. I just came over my hot presses here that Trump says that U.S. Is locked and loaded to intervene if Iran kills any protesters. So what he's doing and what he's saying to protesters is to continue doing what you're doing, successfully overthrow your government, and we'll be there to help you. But if the Iranians attack and kill you while you're doing what you rightfully should be able to do, the United States will come and we will drop some bombs on the Iranian government. So that's what he's saying. He say, go for it, do it. We'll be here for you.
That's a horrible idea.
I don't know.
We can't even protect the protesters in our fucking country. How are we gonna protect people in another fucking country without causing casualties, dropping firebombs on streets? I don't understand.
We just don't need to do it. And it's like, the people that are fighting Trump right now with the big, beautiful ballroom at the White House. If it was me, I'd just pull the construction equipment out. Whoops, I lost William. I'm sorry. If it was me, I would just say, you know what? Fine. I'm leaving it just the way it is, and the government can pay to restore it, because that's the rules anyway.
No, Trump's not a quitter.
Well, no, I understand that, but I mean, the Trump ballroom at the White House may probably never be built. They're just throwing stall after stall after stall after stall at him. And, if it was a Democrat president, if it was Hillary Clinton as president right now, and she wanted it built, she'd be on the phone to Donald Trump, real estate developer of the world, to come to the White House and build it. And they'd be okay with it. And they'd be very happy if the taxpayers got the bill, because that seems to be Chuck Schumer's problem. He's upset that Trump didn't ask for tax money to build it.
Oh, bullshit! Wimkin just went down.
Oh no, I'm sorry.
They're doing some server maintenance and upgrades to it, so that's expected.
Anybody that gets a chance, go look at Wimkin.
Just not right now.
Why not right now? You will like it. I mean, you can clown around and have a good time, but it's conservatives clowning around and having a good time.
You know what? Wait,
it's a hell of a battleground right now.
One thing I took notice to, I actually did go there, and I have an account there. I haven't used it forever, but I start looking at it, and it says choose what groups you want to see, and I typed in Southern, nothing popped up. I typed in Confederate, nothing popped up. Do they block those kind of groups?
No. Why would they block those kind of groups, Randy?
They don't block those kind of groups. I bet the reality is
there's just no creators over there.
Yeah,
nobody
if you went
making
over
shit.
there and created it, it'd be crazy. Plus, I'd probably help you out, because I send you every Southern and Confederate thing that I see on Facebook. Not to bug you and send, and blow out your mailbox, but it's stuff I know you can use.
Yeah, if I have some time, I'm going to play that, put some stuff on there, transfer some of my videos to there and see what happens.
I think you'll do very well. I don't know if there's a Confederate group.
No,
I've never looked at the groups that are there. I just knew that was a place I want this to be.
Is
However, I have to put it there.
there a fee to do live broadcasts on Wimkin?
No.
Okay.
Yeah. And I correct ever telling anybody that there was. It seems that you go and
So how do they make their money then?
They sell free users' information to the algorithm.
Yeah.
Much like everywhere else.
Yeah, much like everybody else.
If you're on the internet, you are being sold to the algorithm. If you get anything for free on the internet, if you get an ad for free, if you get an app for free, if you get an email for free, you are being fed to the system.
That's why you don't own your algorithm wherever you go. You get the privilege of being able to use it, and Facebook manufactures engagement, as I call it, through your algorithm, and your algorithm is, like William said, is what is valuable. I think they should talk about monetization. They should pay me from the time I log on until the time I log off, because they're using my algorithm and hoping that they make a shitload of money off of it, and they probably do. About 50 cents.
Speaking of which, I took the ChatGPT, and my son had a family group picture on Facebook, right?
Yep.
And I took that picture and I made them like farmers, right? And it's really turned out really neat. That they're the clothing, everything, right? Changed the back of the house to like a farmhouse. I thought it was pretty cool. So I sent it to my son. I said, "Hey, look what I did for you guys." He got pissed because he said, "I don't want our images, blah blah blah." And I said, first of all, I didn't share it anywhere other than you. And you realize you got stuff on Facebook. And besides that, if someone wants to find you, you guys do so much stuff that they'll find you. He has like 6 different Alexas in his household, right?
If you play the fact that Facebook is one of the 3-letter or several of the 3-letter government agencies, all operating as one, the idea I heard originally was we could launch a website that everybody would use and everybody would want to be on, and everybody would post pictures of where they are and what they're doing and all of that crap. But the thing I then tell people is, remember, once you put it on the internet, it's on the internet forever, unless the person that put it on there takes it off, and you can't control.
No, not even then sometimes. The problem with Facebook and places like that is when you put something on the internet, it's theirs.
Yeah.
And they will do whatever the hell they want with it.
Yeah, you give Facebook...
So you could say delete it, but it's still sitting on an archive somewhere.
You give Facebook permission to use whatever you post on Facebook. And that's the sad thing. And if you, like I did, one night I told the the assistant jock of my college radio show that I was going to go take a nap on the couch, and she could do the middle 2 hours by herself like she always did. And I said, if we go off the air, do not shake me, hit me, kick me, or whatever to wake me up, because I'm one of those that hits REM sleep and I don't want to give it up. And I accidentally went. And we were together at the 50th anniversary of the station, I think, and we were invited to do a show. And I said to her, I really want to apologize for something that I never apologized for before. I just knew that everybody knew that I was sorry for what happened, and we just never talked about it again. And I said that, and somebody took the clip and made it look like I have domestic abuse issues.
Oh my God.
And then posted it on the internet. Well, it cost me, because I took that clip thinking it was the radio show and sent it to someone who was interested in hiring me, and I lost the job because they thought I am a domestic violence person. And I may yell, I may scream, but I don't hit anybody. I don't hit anybody. It'd be a 2-hit fight.
So,
You hit me and I hit the floor.
William, where are you at with your show? I know you guys were talking about it last night.
Doing good. Started it up yesterday. The very first Storytime with Stubby aired. I went over a bit of my backstory so people can kind of get to know me a little bit better, and
Good.
went over the project I'm doing now with seeding out my friends list and weeding out all the bots and finding out who's who and figuring out why there's so many damn people over there but nobody's posting.
So, we weren't invited to the inaugural address.
I invited, but I don't have a way to do the streaming thing yet, aside recording a Zoom meeting and putting that Zoom meeting in my OBS and then broadcasting that. So I haven't really tried it out yet, but I will be doing so later this weekend.
And then
I wish I had a producer.
And that's on Wimpkin.
I would use OBS, but for me to try to do it, it just became a living nightmare. But
did you say yes when that's on Wimpkin?
Yeah, that's the only place I stream to. Everything else I just share from Wimpkin.
Under what name?
William Lockette.
Okay, so I didn't know if you had a broadcast name.
Storytime with Stubby.
Storytime with Stubby is the name of the broadcast.
And I'm assuming that you're Stubby.
Yes.
And so one of these days, I'm going to ask you about all of how that came about.
That'd be fun.
I
probably
just like
something I'm going to talk about one of these days anyway.
Oh,
I'm sure somebody's going to ask.
I just like to know what the story behind the story behind the names. It's like with Boogie with the Bull. It has nothing to do with the show. I just promised the person who wrote the song back when I was in college, when I became the new Rush Limbaugh, because that's what I was aiming for, or his go-to, that I would change the name of the show to Boogie with the Bull, and
and now you have your own.
But it actually has to do with his taking on, I think, 13, 14, 15 other beers and comparing them to Schlitz malt liquor because he drank Schlitz malt liquor.
Nice.
And the story is that he entered it into a contest to win $1 million. But when they told him he would have to give up the song and the rights to it, he said, hell no.
He's like, nah.
And he did, I don't know if he ever made $1 million off the song, but I'm so glad that he didn't sign his life away.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you do something like that, you just gotta keep it.
Entirely.
Yeah.
Like Tom McDonald, he pretty much made his entire catalog, and he will never sell it because it's worth more to him, and he does more with it.
Yeah.
And then when you sell out to these agencies, they will modify the way you're producing your content until they're satisfied with it. And if you don't like it, then they'll take away your content.
Well, then you get to the point where you walk in every night to do your show at 10 o'clock, and they hand you a ream of paper and say, now add your personality, but this is what you have.
This is exactly what's coming out of your mouth. Yeah.
Well, no, it was an opportunity. I could speak as I do or as I want to, but this was basically the guideline for what was going to happen on each show. And when they didn't like the fact that I broadcast live the entire Dead Air Live catalog for about 4 hours, I got fired.
So Wimpkin looks like it's only on like an iPad or a cell phone. So how do you do your broadcast?
It's not only
a website, bro.
Well, I know. So I went to Wimpkin and it says only for iPads.
No. You're on the wrong Wimpkin then.
I'm not.
Okay, so instead of criticizing, so was it Wimpkin.com? What is it?
Yeah,
Wimpkin.com comes up with a 500 oops, something went wrong error code.
Correct,
because it's being worked on right now.
Okay, that explains that then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I believe there are apps for it if you want an app.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
it's in the App Store, but they're also going to be redoing those really soon. So probably wait for those. Like if you get an opportunity, go to the website. When it comes back up, it'll be up by tomorrow. They said, register your profile, get everything set so you're in the queue to be ready to be accepted onto the site, and then
you probably will.
Yeah, I'm already there. I'm already there. I get my profile. I get everything set up. I added some pictures and stuff like that to it, so that should be good to go.
Good.
I think you will like it. I think everybody else that goes and looks at it will like it. And if you don't like it, then you won't use it.
That's right.
Which is fine by me.
I'm still warning people about it because right now it is a hotbed of Jew hate. And if you aren't all about the Jew hate and you dislike the Jew hate and you don't like people who are spouting the shit, then you are not going to have a good time. However, I am over there and I do not be espousing Jew hate because I'm trying to fix this fucking problem without trying to be like, oh, this overarching shadow fucking whatever is running everything into the ground and making, us send all of our money to Israel instead of, spending it here in America, and they're controlling this industry and that industry and that industry. I'm like, that's bullshit. Absolute fucking bullshit.
They have companies in the U.S. that are Israeli-based companies, but you know what? So does everybody else. But I mean, the Jew hate, as far as I'm concerned, just has to go. I mean,
exactly. That's what I'm standing for over on Weekend. I'm getting rid of all of this shit. I'm moving on to more productive conversations where we can actually agree on things and move forward as a movement to restore America to what it should be.
Right. It's like I tell people, if you hate me before we do a broadcast, hate me all you want. Come on the broadcast, have some fun, and then when you leave, make sure you take your hate with you.
My wife watched Fiddler on the Roof last night.
Fiddler on the Roof.
Good movie.
Good movie.
I liked Fiddler on the Roof.
Good movie.
I actually sat down and watched some of it. I'm not a big, musical kind of guy, but I didn't realize that the movie was actually about Jews living in Ukraine. And that it was coming to the start of a war. I'm not sure which one, but the soldiers came in and destroyed their town, and so they decided to uproot. So where did they go to? They went to Russia, they went to New York City, and they went to Israel at the time. It wasn't Israel at that time, but they went back home. And I said, it's a shame, for the Jewish population supposedly being God's chosen people. He sure has a hell of a way to show how much he loves them.
Well,
baby.
We could talk about God and do lots of broadcasts because God spelled backwards is dog, and dog is man's best friend. And I could just say that to as many people are on a broadcast and let it go. I will also tell the story that I got in trouble at a Episcopalian vacation Bible school because a friend of mine begged me to go. And I said to him, please don't make me go. I will get in trouble. And he said, no, you won't. And I said to him after it happened, yes, I did. Because the pastor or father, I don't know the official title, wrote on the chalkboard, God created man, and then asked people to finish the sentence. And my hand immediately went up, and because I was new, I said, because he has one fucked up image of himself. And the only reason I got in trouble was because I said fucked up in a holy place. If I had worded it different, years later, the father pastor told me it would have been fine. It was just disrespect to say the F word and in where I was. And I said, okay. But it's true. If God created Jesus in his own image, then why is it 2025, 2026 years later, and he hasn't come back? but that's just me.
Huh?
What? Jesus came here,
Yeah.
did what he needed to do,
Right.
got hung on the cross, died, left, and never came back.
Yeah, he did.
Well, okay, but he came back a few days later, but
Why hasn't he come back since?
yeah, why
I keep
Why
asking.
would because the next time Jesus comes back, it's not going to be as a peacemaker.
Right.
Okay.
I keep saying, what is it going to take
But why hasn't he come back?
for Jesus to say, enough is enough is
Bro,
enough?
you're running on God's plan, not yours.
Well, I know
What are you
that.
talking about?
Well, I know that, but
Well, God's plan is that you will come back, because I honestly look at people and say, before I left, God said to me, "You will be back."
It's going to happen.
And when you come back, you and I will sit down and discuss what
you learned,
what you did, what you learned. You were picked, just like everybody else. You were picked for the job, and even down to you picked your parents, you picked the life you were going to have, you picked what you were going to do, and unfortunately, some people, I guess, if that's true, picked a really bad life for themselves.
Some people want to find out about that kind of thing. Some people want to know, why do people suffer, and then they're shown why people suffer.
Yeah. But anyway, like I said, if I offend anybody, please feel free to come on to the broadcast, and don't yell at me, but tell me why it's different. But that never works anyway.
I don't know. I think the biggest issue everyone is having with this whole faith thing is not understanding that we're not supposed to be running on our own schedule. God set the rules of this existence in place, and they are firm and concrete, and you cannot deny them. The laws of physics, the laws of reality, the how we are having a hard time going into space, the problems that we're having on Earth, the limitations of our bodies, they're all there for a reason.
Yep.
Physics works for a reason. Gravity works for a reason. Momentum works for a reason. All of these things are the rules that have been set in place that we are just abiding by.
Right.
We don't get to control how this thing works. We don't get to control the timeline of when things are going to be happening. Despite how we think we can adjust the course of things, there will come a time in the future where Christians are drug out into the fucking streets and killed to the applause of the masses. That's going to happen.
I hope it doesn't happen.
Oh, it's going to happen. I guarantee you. Why? Because the Sharia law is already setting it up. All the beta fucking projects are in place right now.
The sad thing is, why does Sharia law have to come to the United States?
It has to be everywhere.
And kill myself, my family, my friends, and everybody else, just to get back at the Christian church who went there in the Crusades and did the exact same thing. That's why I always say put those people or everybody else that wants to think that way in a room and let them deal with it. But leave me the fuck alone. Yeah. Because as far as I'm concerned, you have just as much right to be here as I do.
Facts.
You have just as much right to do what I do as anyone else. I mean, anybody can whip over their iPad or their iPhone or their laptop or buy a webcam and a mic and be on social media. And I don't even know why they call it social media, because it's not social anymore.
No.
It's more like who can top who.
There's so much going on right now with the why, it's just like William said, for those of you who believe that there's a plan put in place for things to happen on a time schedule that no one knows but the Father knows, and when the Father tells Jesus it's time, that's when Jesus moves. But As far as from my understanding is that when the end time comes, the United States is not a nation. It has gone away. Um, we know that the ultimate war is going to take place in the Middle East, Russia and China against the rest of the world. England and her lion cubs come to defend Israel. They get their asses kicked. Um, Lucifer takes over for a period of 7 years, and at the end of 7 years, Jesus comes back with his angels and all the other people
And flips the table.
and flips the table, destroys Earth, and creates a whole new Earth, and we all live happily ever after. Because we won't be. Well, we will be. As a Christian, you'll be there as some type of being of some sort.
Energy, good sir, energy.
Yeah.
I just get tired of hearing that because I'm not Christian, I won't be there. Because my father was an Orthodox Jew and he died and he is there. Not because I say he is there. I'm sure that's where he went.
That's actually something I'm pursuing right now as far as knowledge seeking, because I want to know why is it that one group gets to go to heaven and none of the other groups. And I want to know what that group is, and I want to know what the rationalization is behind them going and nobody else going.
Well, I don't think the point of the group. The point of it is that biblically speaking, if going using the Bible as our textbook, okay. It says that if you do not know my Father, I do not know. If you don't know my Father, I do not know you. He made it quite clear. In order for you to be born again and have a life in heaven, you have to accept Jesus Christ as the Son of God
and be baptized according to Moses.
But that's your belief and other people's belief. It's not everybody's belief.
I understand that. I'm just saying
I can be president of the United States and take the oath of office and not put a hand on the Bible because I wasn't taught to read the Bible. The New Testament. Why was there a reason to write a New Testament?
The original reason behind the New Testament was to mostly make sure that the world was aware that Jesus's disciples had different views of, how the thing was supposed to go.
And they kind of screwed it up because
they did, but at the same time,
they started the clock again for themselves, but Jews celebrate New Year, and we're in the 5,700s. I can never remember which year it is, but to us, we're in 5,700, and you guys are only in 2025.
Yeah,
but religion to me is a frame of mind, how you feel and what you do based on how you feel.
I mean, there's something to be said for self-control. There's something to be said for willingly taking on the responsibilities that a religion or a faith would guide you to take on.
Right.
Mastering yourself, taking care of your family, taking care of your community, growing food,
absolutely.
Spreading, having kids, actually raising families, tending to things that need to be tended. However, that's everywhere. That's every faith. All of them. I don't know how people want to cherry pick shit and find you can do that, but I don't know where the real truth fucking lies when everybody's saying the same damn thing, but they're also saying that these guys are wrong.
I've always said that religion to me, hardcore actual religion, was the king or the queen or whoever the leader of the country was realized I'm going to lose my people, so I'm going to start threatening them with hell because God's not happy with you. And of course, everybody was supposed to fall in line and believe that. But
That's normally what you could look at if you look at most religions, but then there's the introduction of Jesus and the story of redemption and the fact
Yeah.
that it's for everyone and the fact that no one is actually better than anyone. We're all equally fucking worthless and we have all sinned and fallen short of the glory of God. Yet
Yeah.
we're all still able to achieve that. That's the message of Jesus.
yeah, I mean,
The fact that that's
God-
not taken into consideration in the Jewish faith, I'm not sure why they have that big riff there, but
I
you
don't
know,
know.
whatever.
Well, the way I think that big riff came about is God said to Moses,
Mhm.
"I am the one.
Right.
There is no one else."
That's
There
what
will
Jesus
not-
said.
Well, God, okay. I personally think that what Christians were taught was slightly right. It wasn't the Son of God that came here. It was actually God manifesting himself in human form so that we could understand something. But he didn't say, "It's me, God. I'm here so you can see me, so you can feel me, so you can hug me, so you can slap me or whatever. But I'm here to teach." And because we were told, like I started to say, there isn't a Messiah. There's
Right.
not going to be a Messiah because you're dealing directly with me.
Right.
If you break the rules, you're out of here. If you don't break the rules, you're okay. If you're on the line, you're probably still here.
I would be curious how does Judaism look at the original sin?
I guess one way to look at it. I every now and then I delve into this conversation on my
Okay.
own, and I see a bunch of these. I get all these damn videos to my desktop, showing where people who have died and then come back and their experience. Now, you have to again take it with a grain of salt. Is this just bullshit, or
Oh.
do these people actually have these life after death experiences? But there are those who are done.
I've had one.
I don't think I died.
They're enlightening.
I had two. I don't think I died. I think the soul went up to heaven, and God said both times, "David, my son, it's just not your time." And he sent me back. The first time was at birth. I strangled on the umbilical cord. I don't know if I died. There's no death certificate because I've always wanted to see the death certificate just for the hell of having it on the wall.
Yeah.
But God said it's not your time. The second time I was in the hospital and I hemorrhaged, and God said, "David, my son, it's not your time." And here I am.
Yeah. Only he knows.
Hoping that dementia and Parkinson's will be my time when it's my time.
Yeah, we don't know the time of day of our death.
I know.
And people who buy those damn watches so they know what day they're going to die, that's nuts.
Well, they spend tons of money on apps and shit for that shit all the time.
I don't
What'd you say,
want to
William?
know.
They spend a
Go ahead,
lot of
Will.
money on apps and stuff that do that all the time too.
Yeah.
I just don't. I don't want to know. I just want to get into bed the night that it's going to happen and go to sleep and wake up in Beetlejuice's office.
Wake up dead. That would be the way to go.
With Beetlejuice being whoever it is that I'm going to that welcomes me and settles me in. I do believe when you die, you go to God's table and you are at God's table with whoever you might want and whoever shows up, and they welcome you in, and God, you're the guest of God that night.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Yes, well, my time
for
is
a
up.
person that is supposed to be so merciful on everything, I can't imagine him being mad at you for anything.
Fear not, but the wrath of an angry God.
Oh, I'm sure there will be a wrath, or there could have been, but
Well, there is. If you don't do what God wants you to do, then you have to face God's wrath, and that happens.
Well, I believe I've done most of what God has wanted me to do so far. to learn. Maybe I don't want to do that.
Yo, obviously you've made it this far.
And then let's see, today's the 2nd. In 2 weeks, I've been doing it for 64 years.
There you go.
So,
it's a hell of a run.
The only present I want this year, if anybody hears me, is I want a steering wheel and I want pedals that have to be Xbox or PC because they will plug right into my computer.
Facts.
I will find my car that I parked here at Facebook 18 years ago if they haven't towed it and crushed it. Remember where I parked it and probably drive myself out of here. No.
That's funny. Yeah. So anyway, I gotta get going. I got people to see, things to do.
All right.
So
we'll be back Monday morning and we will do it all again. And anybody is welcome to join us. I don't know how many people I'm allowed, but when we run out of people, we'll have to rotate. But anybody is welcome to join us.
I do want to just promote I'm finally going to have my show tomorrow.
Nice.
I actually paid on my streaming service, so that's back and active.
Good.
Tomorrow I'm at 7:00 p.m. Eastern. I'm talking with Matt Holmes, the author of 7 books. We're going to talk about this book that I finally got read. This is the War That Never Ended. He's going to be talking about his new book that's coming out towards the end of January, and he's going to be talking about that. And then Thursday, I'm going to be having another broadcast with a different author. His name is James C. Edwards. He wrote 3 books. 1 is in print, 2 is coming out in print again. I'm doing a reprint, but it's What Really Happened, Quantrill's raid on the Lawrence, Kansas. We're talking about his book and the 2 books that he sent to me through a PDF, so I have to start reading on those. But and that's also at 7:00 p.m. So that's James Edwards and Matthew Holmes. I've been trying to talk to the other guy, Benjamin, to write a sequel or prequel to the book that you wrote concerning the warlock and witchcraft. So he says he's going to. I don't know. He's a unique kind of person, but I'm trying to push him. He wrote a good book, and I really enjoyed it. I like to see what happens to the characters in it. Other than that, I'm going to go and get some fresh coffee and breakfast and get working.
Today it's William's turn to push people's parachutes or open their trap doors because I don't want to do it today.
Okay.
I used to joke when I first started doing this that when you came to the end, I would pop your parachute. And that's how if you were leaving, I would pop your parachute or open the trap door,
right?
and let you go. But
I see a person in your back.
Yeah, there's Cassandra.
Hey, Cassandra.
Cassandra, good morning. Anyway.
Yep, I gotta get going. See you guys.
Okay. What is happening in your world, Stubby?
Oh, not a whole bunch. Getting ready to go to work. We got to go in an hour early because we're doing inventory, and we got a surprise day off this week, and we still didn't have to go in yesterday, and they've been treating us really nice. So we're gonna go bust our asses today, try and get some stuff done. It's nice when you're appreciated at your job, when you can just go into your boss and be like, dude, I'm having a really shit morning today. I'm falling the fuck apart. I hurt. I'm going to go home. And he's like, no problem. That's a good job. And it's not something that he holds against you or anything like that. Yeah, best boss ever. And I'm not just saying that because I shared my link on my Facebook profile and he's on there.
Yeah. We have to find out why YouTube doesn't make it easy and put your show that you're doing right there. But they probably don't. Well, they probably don't get the final broadcast until we're done, because it's like I look and look, and I can't find it. Then I come back 3 hours later, and it's right there on the top of the page.
Oh, of course.
Anyway, like I said, anybody is welcome to join us at any time. We're on Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 10 a.m. Selected Saturdays at 10 a.m. and the occasional Tuesday and Thursday at 7 p.m. Why? Because everybody's on at 7 p.m. on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So
that's like the prime spot everywhere.
It is. So we might go over to Wimkin and enjoy it.
Yeah, now we can, because the only other show over there that went on at that time is going to be gone. So, yeah. We can make it happen.
The only other show that went over there is going to be gone. I hope you're not talking about who. Who I'm thinking.
They're all bailing, bro.
Oh, okay.
All bailing.
Okay. Yeah.
They're going to Facebook and Rumble and everywhere else.
Well, you just got to kind of tell everybody where you're going to be and be there, and let those that want to watch, let those that don't,
let them decide for themselves.
And I stopped worrying about it. It's not about the monetization. It's about doing the show,
Yeah. It's about actually creating something worth watching that someone might actually enjoy and maybe smile about for a second.
Yeah. When I can't do it anymore, that's when I won't do it anymore. Or I'll be sitting in front of my laptop, not plugged into the wall on a dead battery, and I'll still think I'm doing it anyway.
Either way. All right, Dave. I'm going to get out of here.
Thank you for being here.
Yeah, dude. Thanks for having me. We will continue to do these as often as I can.
We will continue to do them as often as everybody can. Yep.
Pretty sure that I'll be able to make a few shows, but
good. And if it ever gets too much, tell me, and we'll kick some.
Yeah, we'll see what the hell goes on. It'll be nice.
Because I know everybody has the different schedule of when they want to do it, and
truly,
and where they want to do it. But that's okay. Anyway, all right. It's 11:11. I got to make a phone call. So, all right.
We'll see y'all.
I'm gonna do this right now, and William did it for me. Anyway, we are Boogie with the Bull. Friday morning caffeine, red Friday morning. Remember that. Remember everyone deployed, both here in the United States and around the world. And if you get a chance, thank them for doing the fantastic job that they do. And I say fantastic because if they didn't do it, things might be a lot different here and you might not like it. But also thank the parents for raising their kids, both men and women, that wanted to be doing the job and went off and did it. We owe a lot of responsibility to them sometimes when they come back, because as I have said before, sometimes they come back broken and they can't do anything else. So we need to take care of those people, not just cast them aside because we don't need them anymore. Everybody had a dream of going into the military for some reason, and some of us never did it. And I joked that I did. I really did. I wanted to be a Marine. But then I saw Good Morning Vietnam with my hero Robin Williams, and I said to myself, that's me. That's what I would have done. And I just did something different. But anyway, thanks to everybody who watched. Thanks to those of you in the chat room that watched. Thank you to William Grant and Ray Figgins and everyone who was in the chat room this morning. I didn't hit it and watch it like I should have, but I should have. But good morning, William Grant. Good morning, Ray, and anybody else that watched this morning. Lastly, we are here Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Anybody is welcome to come and join us. Make sure I am watching the live chat, and I know to send you a link. You have to have Facebook Messenger for me to send you a link because otherwise I can just type it in and tell you come and use it or run it at the bottom of the screen. I haven't decided yet. We just want to make it as easy as we can for us to do it. If we're not someplace that you think we should be, then let me know and I will make sure that we are there. We have to do it the old-fashioned way. We send the YouTube link and put you over there. So very quickly, if I do it right, YouTube, Boogie with the Bull YouTube channel may become where you need to go. You get redirected there from Facebook, from anywhere, and you get free use of the chat room while you are there. So we may do that. I don't really know. I just enjoy doing these things. That's why I do them. I like to have fun, and I like to drink coffee. So on that note, go make it a fantastic weekend and laugh along the way, because if you don't, you're missing out. You know. Anyway, I'm going to slide up here and hit this one, which will end the stream.